The Celts, a people whose influence swept across ancient Europe like a wild flame. More than just painted warriors, they were a collection of tribes bound by language, art, and a deep connection to the natural world. Their story begins not in Ireland or Scotland, but in the heart of Europe, near modern-day Austria, during the late Bronze Age. From this core, their culture spread far and wide, reaching from the Iberian Peninsula to the plains of Anatolia. They were not a unified empire, but a vibrant tapestry of chiefdoms, each with its own distinct identity, yet sharing a common cultural thread. The Celts were master craftsmen. Their intricate metalwork, especially the swirling patterns of the Latin style, is a testament to their artistic genius. Objects of gold, bronze, and iron, from ornate torques worn by nobles to beautifully decorated shields and chariots, reveal a society that valued beauty as much as bravery. These were formidable warriors, feared by even the mighty Romans who called them Gauls. They fought with a ferocity that was legendary, often charging into battle naked or with their bodies painted in terrifying designs of blue woad. Their primary weapon was the long sword, but they were also pioneers of chainmail, an innovation in armor that would be used for centuries. Celtic society was not just about war. It was structured around a sophisticated legal system overseen by the Druids. These were not mere priests, but the intellectual elite judges, teachers, astronomers, and keepers of the tribe's oral history and sacred knowledge. Their wisdom was so revered that it took up to 20 years of training to become a full-fledged Druid, memorizing vast amounts of lore, poetry, and law. Contrary to popular belief, the Celts were not just primitive tribes. They built impressive fortifications known as hillforts, which served as centers of community, trade, and defense. Places like Maiden Castle in England were sprawling settlements, complex cities of their time, demonstrating advanced engineering and social organization. Their spirituality was deeply animistic, believing that gods and spirits resided in everything: rivers, trees, mountains, and animals. Sacred groves were their temples, and rituals were often performed in the open air, guided by the cycles of the moon and sun. Festivals like Samhain, which we now know as Halloween, marked the turning of the seasons and were believed to be times when the veil between our world and the other world was at its thinnest. If you wish to walk in the footsteps of the Celts, your journey should lead you to the Celtic nations. Start in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. Explore the Boyne Valley, home to the ancient passage tomb of Newgrange, a structure older than Stonehenge and the pyramids, perfectly aligned to capture the winter solstice sun. Feel the mists on the Hill of Tara, the legendary seat of the High Kings of Ireland. The National Museum of Ireland in Dublin houses an unparalleled collection of Celtic artifacts, including the famous Arda chalice and the Tara brooch, showcasing their incredible artistry. For a truly immersive experience, drive the Wild Atlantic Way and visit the windswept Aran Islands, where the Gaelic language is still spoken and ancient stone forts stand defiant against the sea. Next, travel to Scotland. Venture into the Highlands and the Isles, where the Celtic spirit endures. Visit the standing stones of Callanish on the Isle of Lewis, a prehistoric circle that rivals Stonehenge in its mystique. Explore the fortress of Dunnet, an ancient capital of the Kingdom of Dalriada, where you can place your foot in the stone footprint used in the inauguration of kings. Don't miss the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh, where you can see Pictish stones covered in enigmatic symbols, a unique branch of Celtic art. Wales, or Cymru, is another heartland. Journey to the island of Anglesey, Ynys Môn, the last stronghold of the Druids in Britain, and imagine their final stand against the Roman legions. Explore the mighty castles built by Welsh princes and walk the trails of Snowdonia National Park, a landscape steeped in myth and the legends of King Arthur, a figure deeply rooted in Celtic lore. What culture or people would you like me to talk about next? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.